I'm going to murder you from here. I'm probably going to knock you out.
Dricus. He's a strong guy. A lot of good skills, but not my level. So I go in for him, going for the war. Take one more head.
We don't want to try to get away from his wrestling. We want to him up in his game. You can't think that you're going to beat my guy coming with one thing, and that's wrestling. It doesn't present any problem for us. We are the problem.
Becoming champion, it's not something that I wanted. It's something that I had to have. They're improving the system and the coaching. I always hoped that nobody would beat him because now I can be the guy to beat him.
Everyone I fought, they said like, I'm preparing for the war. Why should prepare for the war? If you want to win, you have to prepare for a kill, to destroy the guy.
Yeah, I'm not going in there to fight his fight. I'm fighting my fight. Just like I dealt with Adesanya's striking, I dealt with Strickland's boxing, I'm going to deal with Khamzat's wrestling.
He beats Adesanya, who is already lost. Sean Strickland, he don't know how to fight.
You can be as smart as you want, you can have all the systems in the world, and when a fight comes, it's about the fight in your heart. And I truly know and believe that I outwork any and everybody that I've ever stepped into the octagon with. I cannot wait to prove to this guy and to the world I am the greatest. He hasn't been beaten, but all of that doesn't matter anymore. What matters is this next fight.
Whatever he says, he has to come to the cage and fight. He can't say whatever he wants. But he has to deal with my hands, how to lose.
So I sparred. I fought Dricus, I fought Dricus, I fought. Dricus has better stand-up than Chimaev, but Chimaev has a pretty crazy grappling. Now, I've been training with these daggy terrorists my entire life, so it's like I train with these. I know how to get up from these guys. I can withstand the storm.
Khamzat Chimaev is just ridiculous, right? The wrestling on this guy is phenomenal. The way that he shoots a double leg and closes and covers so much distance, it's wild. He shoots from so far out that it shouldn't work, but he's so explosive and so powerful, he makes it work. He closes the distance.
Sean Strickland, who has shared the ring with DDP recently, blasted Khamzat Chimaev's mental toughness, calling him a fake fighter.
Now, Sean Strickland, the former champion, was talking about this, and he said, listen, I've trained with Khamzat, and Khamzat is a little. This is the exact quote from Sean Strickland. He says, here's the thing, guys. Chimaev, that guy's just I was there when he retired from COVID. Here's the thing, guys. I was training with him. There's a video of me, and I was like, oh, you're so good. You're better than everybody.
Come with us. Understand, you're better than everybody. So just don't hurt people.
But Strickland claims that he was being sarcastic. Now, according to everyone in the room and what I've heard, and according to Sean Strickland himself, yeah, he submitted Sean several times.
He didn't like when I said I tap him out, so.
Did you tap him out?
Yeah, many times, bro.
Did he me up on the ground? I want your honest opinion. Tell me.
He made you tap a couple of times. The schmoes saw it, but do you want the world to know this stuff or what?
You could tell the world.
So I don't know if he was being sarcastic.
Meanwhile, Caio Borralho called it a crazy matchup. Caio felt Khamzat could finish in the first or second round, but if Du Plessis gets past that point, he feels he could take over the fight. He doubted Du Plessis at one point, but now respects his game after Du Plessis proved himself.
All right, we're here at Dirty Boxing. Tell us, obviously, you're on the commentary, you're on the desk. Tell us how your experience has been so far tonight.
Yeah, experience is awesome. Miami is a great city. I love to be here. And this event, a lot of violence, organized violence, I love it.
We've obviously got not too much time, so let's jump straight into it. Where have you been? Where's the fight news? What's happening?
Oh, I'm trying. Everybody's running, but we're still waiting. But I know the UFC got figured out, so we're going to wait a little bit more, and soon we have fight news.
What do you think of the announcement of Du Plessis and Khamzat? How do you think that fight's going to go?
It's a crazy fight because you can go to Khamzat in the first or second round, but if you pass this round, you can go to Du Plessis because I'm never going to doubt Du Plessis again. He always shut my mouth, so let's see.
What happened exactly where you were going to fight Khamzat and then Du Plessis?
I tried that because I heard that Dricus was injured and all that, so I tried to get this fight.
Agreeing with Caio's point, Sean Strickland has clearly predicted that if Khamzat stands against DDP in the later rounds, he will surely, otherwise the game will surely be over in just the first round.
Dricus has better stand-up than Chimaev, but Chimaev has a pretty crazy grappling. Now, I've been training with these daggy terrorists my entire life, so it's like I train with these. I know how to I know how to get up from these guys. I can withstand the storm. I don't know if he's encountered that level of wrestling to where it might get him a little off guard. But if he could handle it and get up and work his way up, I mean, it's kind of hard because, like, I mean, it's a long time ago, but Brad took him down and held him down. I took him down. But Brad took him down and held him down. So it's like, he just really has to be ready for an extreme amount of pressure on the ground. And if he can withstand that, he's undefeated.
However, others disagree, pointing out Khamzat fights full throttle from the first bell, showing no mental weakness in the cage, even if he does get tired sometimes.
You can pick high-level UFC fighters to spar with in the room, but Khamzat was choosing guys that were one-on-one, just starting their professional careers. And he claims that Khamzat was saying, I'm choosing these guys because they're the same height as my opponent. Then Sean Strickland says, no, dude, you were picking them because you're a dude. Mentally, Khamzat is just a weak man. Now, I wouldn't say that Khamzat Chimaev is a weak man, far from it. And I certainly wouldn't say that mentally he's weak either, because think about this. He goes out, all out action right from the opening bell.
On the other hand, Joe Rogan has been shocked by Khamzat Chimaev's insane grappling skills. He holds so tight and relentlessly that no opponent has been able to escape once he locks it in. That's why Khamzat is such a nightmare on the mat and a rising terror in the UFC.
Dana White confirms Khamzat Chimaev is next.
Dricus Khamzat is a pretty big fight that you guys could put on right now.
Yeah. I would give DDP the advantage over Khamzat right now.
Styles make fights, and you never seen Dricus fight. Good wrestler, and Khamzat's one of the best.
Khamzat just shoots from like 15 feet away and gets a hold of your leg. But I look at and you got to think his endurance is probably going to be better at 85 than it was at 70 because of the cut. Yeah. For Khamzat, it's like 85 is really where he should have been all along.
But again, he gassed out against Usman. Usman went up to 85.
Usman's a world champion. You know, in the third round, Usman did what a world champion does. He rallied.
Sean Strickland sees a real chance for Dricus du Plessis to win at UFC 319 on August 16th. Strickland suggests du Plessis' physical attributes and mixed skills could make the difference against Chimaev, especially in the later rounds where Khamzat's cardio has been exposed in the past.
Did you see TDP and Khamzat got announced?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Where's that going to be at?
Chicago.
Oh, no. They're letting the terrorists in.
Do you think he beats TDP, or do you think TDP retains?
You know what's hard? So those little Chechen, dude, they can grapple. And like someone like me, who I've been training with for years, I usually could counter wrestle and grapple him. So I just don't know if Dricus can be able to counter wrestle him. But if he can, I think he wins all hands down, you know. I sparred the Chechen, like hands down, I think Dricus wins. But it's just gonna come down to like, are you gonna be able to like counter wrestle? And like you can, it's not hard.
Strickland feels du Plessis' approach to press, grapple, and tire Khamzat to put him back in a really uncomfortable, grueling fight could lead to the fighter and the champion's belt being raised in du Plessis' corner. Getting tired mid-fight is a nightmare for any fighter, and Khamzat Chimaev has struggled with cardio before, but he fights like a man who believes all he needs is just 1 minute, maybe one round, to finish you, either by submission or knockout. That confidence makes him special. In his upcoming 5-round title fight, if he tires early, he's in serious trouble. DDP will pressure him hard from the start, forcing him into a grueling battle.
Khamzat Chimaev has got tired in the past, but he still chooses to fight the same way. That's because he believes in his ability. He believes that all he needs is a minute or 2 minutes, or certainly at tops, 1 round with a guy, and he will put them down and he will finish them. And if he doesn't submit them, then he will knock them out. This is the self-belief that Khamzat Chimaev has. He is a very special fighter. However, the cardio could be an issue. We've spoken about that at length. He's got a new strength and conditioning coach. He's pushing himself to the limit. TJ Dillashaw says that he's got a secret weapon. Khamzat Chimaev's got a 5-round title fight. And if he does get tired in the first round, as we know, it's going to be a problem because Dricus is going to fight him hard from the opening bell.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis is one of the most talked about fights in UFC history. This fight is crucial as it will determine if Khamzat can remain explosive and threatening over the full 5 rounds, because Khamzat has struggled with later rounds in the past.
If Khamzat Chimaev can be explosive and be a threat throughout 5 rounds, because Dricus du Plessis is a really tough guy, and stylistically it's a tough matchup, okay? Khamzat struggled with Gilbert Burns after round 1. He struggled with Kamaru Usman after round 1. Well, if he struggled with 2 welterweights that blew up to 185, talking about Kamaru, he's certainly going to struggle with Dricus du Plessis. Du Plessis is a gigantic middleweight, walks around at about 230 pounds, diets down to 185. He's got excellent jiu-jitsu. We've seen the videos of him tapping out multiple black belts.
Adding on, Du Plessis appears somewhat dismissive of Khamzat's capabilities to win the middleweight title, referring to it as a waste of potential. He even indicated Khamzat wasn't going to win the welterweight title and seemed to believe he wasn't getting the middleweight one either.
Do we have a message for Khamzat Chimaev?
I'll see you when I see you. I think he tweeted something. He actually tweeted, because when his tweets make sense, it's his agent, and when it's just like random English words in a certain, it's him. And he said, "This fight, fight, fight." Yeah. Well, I mean, trying to get to a fight, couldn't get the welterweight title, definitely not getting the middleweight title. Like, talk about a waste of potential. That's about it.
Wanted to get your thoughts on Dricus as a champion, his run so far, and what do you make of his grappling?
What do you think, guys? How I done with this guy, Rob? How he done? Rob took him down. So if Rob took him down, so there is salam alaikum.
Khamzat said he has lots of things to achieve. This fight is a make-or-break moment for Khamzat. He wants to be the first Chechen champion and would love to defend the title.
Khamzat Chimaev wants to be a champion, he wants to be the first Chechen champion, and he wants to defend the belt, and he wants to be active. Now, Dean Thomas said that he would be a disaster for the middleweight division if he was to become the champion.
No, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. If Khamzat wins, it's a disaster, actually. But you can't tell me that a part of you is just like thinking, this fight actually might not happen.
A, because he doesn't fight very frequently. B, because he gets sick. Now, not fighting frequently, Khamzat came out recently and said it's because he was struggling to get a work visa in the United States of America. Of course, this fight is going down in Chicago. Dana White, UFC president, of course, is very close friends and has a special relationship with Donald Trump. So regardless, they've made that happen. So I don't think getting into the States is going to be an issue.
Khamzat Chimaev will have no issue entering the United States, especially when he brings home the title, partly thanks to Donald Trump. His primary issue has been health and staying healthy, as he does not bother with social activities or being around people so that he does not catch sickness and getting ready for fights.
If Khamzat Chimaev does beat Dricus du Plessis, and that's a big if, by the way, I don't think getting into the States is going to be a problem. Certainly not under his championship run. Donald Trump has got another 3 years in the Oval Office. Of course, a lot of people are going to be trying to impeach the guy, but he's got another 3 years, give or take, in the Oval Office. So Khamzat Chimaev, in the prime of his career, is going to have absolutely no problem getting into America. One issue that he has had is getting sick. Sean Strickland was talking about that recently, calling him.
No, he can fight, but like mentally, he's just a weak man.
Now, Khamzat Chimaev said that he's not going out. He doesn't want to interact with people. He doesn't want to get sick.
The thing was, if we go to the mall, if somebody gets sick and he's a big fan, he's gonna come for me, and maybe we get that sickness, you know. So has to be careful for that. Better to stay home, prepare for the fight, relax.
But he also doesn't want to have his time and his mind stressed. All these people and fans, they all mean well and they want to talk to you, they want to get a picture, they want you to go on podcasts and all this type of stuff. But it sucks away your mental energy.
Arman Tsarukyan reacted to Dricus du Plessis, challenging Khamzat Chimaev to take him down, and Arman believes DDP won't be able to handle Khamzat's wrestling. He is backing Khamzat's explosive grappling to reign supreme and believes du Plessis is in for a very tough night.
What is a good strategy Khamzat is looking at in terms of going at Dricus?
He does every fight the almost same things, and he's not going to change anything.
I saw on Twitter, Dricus said he'll give him 10,000 for every time he's able to take him down.
DDP thinks Khamzat not gonna take him down. If he's really thinks like he's gonna pay his 10,000, he's gotta give all his money to Khamzat.
You're awesome, man. That's crazy.
This fight will be a big test for Khamzat's stamina and skill level against a bigger, stronger opponent with very similar grappling and striking experience. But hearing worship and praise from legends like Rampage and Bisping, highlighting Khamzat's insane discipline and talent makes this one of the most intriguing matchups to watch.
He's spoken quite openly that he's going to beat Khamzat at his own game. He's going to go toe-to-toe. He's going to walk him down. He's going to choose to grapple with him and test him down there on the ground. He's big, he's strong, he's got a good gas tank, he's got an excellent chin, and he's got knockout power. So we are going to see if Khamzat Chimaev can really push it over 5 rounds. because if he can't, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, Rampage Jackson said that he was doing some training with him recently. He sat down with the Schmo. He said that Khamzat Chimaev reminds Rampage of when he trained with me.
But his work ethic reminds me of Michael Bisping, though. Yeah, Michael Bisping was always an animal in the gym. That's why I love training with that kid.
Michael Bisping referred to Khamzat Chimaev as absolutely insane. His wrestling is on another level. The way Khamzat explodes in with those double legs from crazy far out, closing the distance like a rocket, is just crazy. When he gets you hooked, you are absolutely done. He is so fast and so powerful and just ridiculously strong. But everyone knows he has had issues with cardio. He tires out after round 1.
So I assume that Khamzat is also ridiculously strong as well, because he's fast, powerful, he's explosive, he's got good wrestling, and if he gets his hands on you, you're going down, okay? But as we know, he gets tired after the first round. Now, TJ Dillashaw came out recently and said that he has a secret weapon. He's got this new conditioning coach that is pushing him really hard. We've seen the videos of him online, okay? And that's what he needs to do, because this is truly a life-changing opportunity for Khamzat Chimaev. It's all well and good having a ton of potential, but if you don't realize that potential, then none of it really matters. You come here, you have a few good wins, you dominate some people, you go viral for a few finishes, you pick up Li Jingliang and you have a conversation with Dana White. He's talking to Dana. You know, you just smoke all these people, but you don't become the champion.
Nasruddin Imavov sees Khamzat Chimaev's early onslaught getting to Dricus du Plessis at UFC 319. Du Plessis defends his middleweight title against undefeated Chimaev in the August 16 main event from United Center in Chicago. Most observers have broken down the title fight in the same way, an early Chimaev finish or Du Plessis outlasting him. The experts have leaned toward the latter, but not Imavov. Imavov told the media, "In my mind, Khamzat will finish the fight in the first 2 rounds. That's what I have in my mind, but of course I understand people thinking that the longer it goes, the more it can go in favor of DDP because of his cardio, but also his way of fighting that is very weird, very strange." Imavov takes on Caio Borralho in the UFC Fight Night 258 main event on September 6 from Accor Arena in Paris. Imavov thinks there's no doubt he should be next in line for a title shot if he notches his 5th win in a row, and was even disrespected to be asked such a question. Imavov said, "You know what I've done. I've beaten 4 top 10s in less than a year. The 5th is coming. What's going on after? Do you imagine that after I beat Caio, the 5th top 10 ranked fighter in 18 months, anyone deserves it more than me?" Sean had recently sparred with Dricus du Plessis and thought Dricus's striking was better than Khamzat Chimaev's. Although Khamzat's wrestling is on a different level, he also mentioned he has been training against tough wrestlers, meaning fighters from Chechnya, and knows how to develop as much ground pressure as possible.
Well, go on then, you got to give me your thoughts on Dricus Khamzat, if you don't mind.
No, I don't mind. So I sparred. I mean, I fought Dricus, I fought Dricus, I fought. Dricus has better stand-up than Chimaev, but Chimaev has a pretty crazy grappling. Now, I've been training with these daggy terrorists my entire life, so it's like I train with these. I know how to get up from these guys. I can withstand the storm. I don't know if he's encountered that level of wrestling to where it might get him a little off guard.
Sean was unsure whether Dricus had faced wrestling like Khamzat has, and he thinks if Dricus can handle that kind of ground pressure and keep getting up, he gives himself a good chance. Sean even recalls Dricus's fight in which Brad took him and controlled him, which proved Dricus can be controlled when he is overwhelmed.
But if he could handle it, get up and work his way up, I mean, it's kind of hard because it was a long time ago, but Brad took him down and held him down. Actually took him down. But Brad took him down and held him down, so it's like, he just really has to be ready for an extreme amount of pressure on the ground. And if he can withstand that, he's undefeated.
Joe Rogan did not hold back in his assessment of Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat's talent is clear. From world-class wrestling to explosive striking and a suffocating pressure game, Rogan sees Chimaev as the full package.
He's terrifying. He does it to everybody. Everybody he gets a hold of him just ragdolls. Even like really elite wrestlers. It's very extraordinary. His talent is undeniable. The Khamzat's skill is so high level, it makes me wonder. The grappling that he possesses seems magnitudes greater than anybody else in his division. And his stand-up is dangerous too. I think he's way better at 185. He has more energy, and he's more than big enough for those guys. He's huge.
Do you think it's different with Du Plessis?
He can wrestle. He's got very good jiu-jitsu. He hits hard, and he's a big, durable dude. But I don't know if he's going to be able to wrestle with that guy.
On the other hand, UFC fighter Sean O'Malley recently gave his thoughts on Dricus du Plessis and urged fans and fighters not to sleep on DDP. O'Malley said that DDP isn't the most exciting style, but he'll kill you with his unorthodox style and power. O'Malley said du Plessis will break guys down and keep proving everybody wrong over and over.
DDP versus Khamzat. What is that, like 2-3 weeks? Like, holy. I just actually watched DDP versus Israel this morning before practice, and dude, Izzy was looking so good in that fight. Like, I remember watching it and thinking, like, I only had rewatched it just this one time, but watching it live, I remember thinking like Izzy looked good, and I kind of, for the most part, dominating the fight. And then that fourth round just kind of got hit up top on the head and just, you know, went downhill real fast from there. But God, Izzy was looking good in that fight, so I'd like to see Izzy come back. Izzy versus Sean too would be sweet, but yeah, Khamzat versus DDP is very excited for me right now.
O'Malley said, "Don't underestimate DDP. Take him seriously, considering the rate DDP is shooting up the ladder and all the tough guys he has fought in the octagon." Michael Bisping said that Khamzat Chimaev is completely ready for the later rounds and has been preparing really well to fix his cardio. Bisping also stated he believes this fight will be an all-out war and one of the most exciting fights of the year, a true test of endurance and skill.
If Khamzat Chimaev hasn't done all the necessary training, then Dricus du Plessis will remain the champion. It's as simple as that. But if Khamzat shows up prepared the way that he says that he has prepared, and all the videos that we've seen online and the quotes from Quinton Rampage Jackson saying that this man's training like a beast, if all this is true, then we are in for one hell of a fight. Because I'll tell you what, no man alive is going to bully Dricus du Plessis around the octagon. Now, you might have said that about Robert Whittaker, and what Khamzat did to Robert Whittaker was phenomenal. But remember, Dricus du Plessis also knocked out Robert Whittaker, dropped him with a jab, and then followed it up. No offense to Robert Whittaker, the man's had a legendary career, but wear and tear does start to add up the longer you go in this career. That's just a fact. They've both got a proven track record against Robert Whittaker. They're both big, they're both strong. The cardio will be the key factor in this fight.
Chael Sonnen said that in the Dricus du Plessis versus Khamzat Chimaev fights, there's likely going to be an early storm from Chimaev, but he thinks Dricus can super easily cope with the storm, and each moment he consumes, it works to Dricus' advantage.
Renner has trained with both of them. He said there's going to be an early storm by Chimaev, but he believes Dricus can sustain the storm, and each passing minute favors Dricus. Now, what he's talking about is conditioning. You asked me about that fight 2 years ago, or a year ago, even 6 months ago. I would have quickly dismissed it and told you Chimaev. I would tell you Chimaev every single round. But I don't feel that way anymore. I feel and I'm seeing what other people are feeling and seeing. The greatness of Dricus, it is something that is now not only witnessed, but recognized.
He articulated it like this is all just about conditioning, and if he were asked about the matchup 1 to 2 years ago, he would be picking Chimaev in every round without hesitation. But now, Sonnen is seeing what everyone else is seeing, the greatness of Dricus du Plessis. Khamzat Chimaev possesses incredible skills, explosive wrestling, crisp striking, and killer instincts, which make him a terror for anyone in the octagon. His combination of speed and power is already so advanced. The undefeated wrestling machine Khamzat Chimaev is pushing his body to the limit, training hard to finish South African muscle Dricus du Plessis early. Khamzat Chimaev is so good at mixing strikes. He can throw punches and leg kicks at the same time, giving his opponents an off-balance advantage, leading to a broken U towards a victory. He is not just wrestling, he wants to win every way possible. The countdown is on for UFC 319, happening on August 16th. It will be a night to remember as Dricus du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev meet in the octagon for what could be one of the most entertaining title fights this year. Each fighter brings unique qualities. Du Plessis with his size, strength, and technical grappling, while Chimaev brings explosive wrestling offensive onslaught and knockout power. We know Khamzat has struggled with cardio and conditioning in the past, and we have seen him put in the work with his new conditioning coach to help him see how far he can push his body. Du Plessis has proven he can manage the ground game and survive pressure, but will he be able to adjust to Chimaev's speed and ferocity? This fight will come down to who can impose their game plan better over 5 grueling rounds. Will Chimaev's explosiveness and aggression overwhelm Du Plessis, or will Du Plessis' resilience and experience secure him the victory? Make sure to leave your predictions in the comments. Who do you think will walk away with the championship? Also, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, share it with your fight fan friends, and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth UFC previews, breakdowns, and post-fight analysis. Hit that notification bell so you never miss any fight updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you inside the octagon on fight night.